We are on roll 3. We've got a nice little visitor here, and we are kind of on a roll with these two. It looks like a buffalo, and it is. Yes, buffalo nickel time for us. A little bit of harm, but not too much there. I wouldn't call us more than VG6 at best. Does it have enough stuff to give us a date? Hey there, folks, it's Silver Chupacabra, and we're here to search some nickels. In fact, they're going to be customer wrapped nickels this time around. How do you want to call it? The professionally wrapped ones, which I usually get, they have been kind of here and there as of, I would say, the last 7 to 8 boxes, although I've been having good ones of late. Last one, if you remember, or if I've even got it out, we did have a few Buffalo Nickels, 3 of them in fact. We had a 1916, which, as you can see, I had to nicodate, but it is a hole filler. And I had 2 1917s, which, by the way, I had to nicodate both. So I was thinking, and because of this black marking here, well, the other 1917 had the same one. So I'm thinking the same person had this coin. And I can't tell if it was nicodate anyway, because if it wasn't doing the job. It did take me 2 to punch through this one. And you can see the 17 pretty well. But just imagine, oh, by the way, and I didn't write it on here, but I do need to write it. This is an upgrader. So you can imagine what the other 1917 looked like. But anyway, another filler, an upgrader that is so awesome. Buffalo Nickels just seem to continue to pound their way into my life. I love it. Continue on, please. Well, we are still on that last empty spot. And that's only been a couple of nickel boxes, but the 38S came in, as you can see the date, late June. Now we're in July. Got a whole, 6 months to kick a 3rd collection book in the record books. That would be so cool. Hard to find a 38D, though. It is a key date. 38S is too. I love finding key dates, and in fact, if I can find key dates like these, I'd be very happy to do so. What I would actually say, I don't think I've had a silver or nickel for the last 3-4 boxes. I might have. I could be mistaking that, but I know. No, I am mistaking that because we did have some 2 boxes ago. In fact, we had 2. So I'm misremembering a little here, but I love finding more. Didn't find one on the last one, and I would like to do so. I have not. Well, we've had plenty of 1950s this year. That is awesome. The one we have not come up with, which we have here, is the 50D. We had 3 last year. Abnormal luck in getting 3 in 1 year. You'd be lucky to get 1 in 1 year if you can. It took me 2 years to do that. So anyway. Semi-key dates such as the 49S and the 48S, if I can get there. There you go. That's not even that great a shape, to be honest. I would welcome. Buffalo Nickels, we've already looked at those. V Nickels, they continue to avoid me, which I don't blame them. I've met myself, and I'd avoid me too. Anyway. If we get some varieties or foreigns in there as well, we did get a really nice, 2016 or 2018 Canadian on the last nickel box. I've never got a nickel that young. It's only 8 years old or 10 years old, depends on which one it was. But anyway, you know who I am. You know who that is. You know who that is. And he is scruffy looking, that's for sure. Those are the nickels we're going to look at. I'm hoping they're kind of clean. I'm hoping somebody dumped their awesome collection in there. Although I'd be kind of sad too. You shouldn't dump your collection in a nickel dump. I know nickels aren't worth tons, but it just makes me sad. Anyway, we're gonna go. We can't even look at those nickels, so we're just gonna have to open them up, right, Batman? We're doing it. Okay, as you can see, we've got the first brick out. There's 7 rolls left. We are on roll 3. So far, it's been Nothingsville. Until now, we've got a nice little visitor here. And we are kind of on a roll with these two. That does not look like Monticello, nor I don't think does that look like Jefferson. It looks like a Buffalo. And it is. Yes! Nice. Buffalo nickel time for us. We like that. Definitely a Philly is in decent enough shape. We can say that pretty strongly. A little bit of horn, but not too much there. I wouldn't call this more than VG6 at best, at least on this side of it. The question is, does it have enough stuff to give us a date? Because, well, I don't mind nickel-dating, but, I don't always like to do that. But we do have a date, folks. Or at least enough of a date. You say that this is this, I think. That sure looks like a 5 on the last digit and a 2. So 1925, folks. Or wait a minute. I take that back. This could be a 29. We might have to do a little bit of scoping. I was looking for a word. Sorry, I couldn't. That's why I'm going that slow. Might have to do a little scoping, because the more I look at that, it looks more like a 9. The bottom part of that last digit looks like it's curling up like a 9 would. And that does not look like a 5 anymore. So I am actually going to say that is a 1929, folks. Philly style. I'm pretty sure I have all the 20s Philly style, but I can't even remember the last time I've seen a 1929. Very nice. Onward we go. Okay, roll 4 is up to bat, and all of a sudden this one's turned into a pretty hot and heavy one. I like it. Hopefully it stays that way. Our last nickel hunt was, let's just say, horrible. Take a look at that. I mean, I've looked at it already, so I know what it is. But man, I'll tell you, how could that not be a Civil War nickel? From between late 1942 to 1945, 35% of the nickels was made of silver. And guess what, folks? That will be a Civil War nickel. 1944 is the date. Let's pull it this way, I say. Tell you what, not in bad shape whatsoever. Love the toning too, by the way. She's got some hair detail. And yes, there's wear, but most Civil War nickels are pretty slick. Especially in Monticello. We'll see how Monticello looks here in a bit. Would it be the S that would be the Big Kahuna? I think it is, but don't quote me on that. It is going to be the D. That might be the Big Kahuna. I don't think it is, but take a look at Monticello there. Good shape. More I look at this, or more I see of this nickel, I'm telling you, I really like it. This could be a challenger. Could be an updater in the regular book. 1944 Civil War nickel, minted in Denver. And we still have all that to check out. So, we're still in roll 4. But we got more stuff coming in here, folks. It's weird that the first 2 nickel rolls had zilch But man, now they're starting to go. Remember, our first two finds are goodies. Buffalo nickel, Civil War nickel. And we're going to get two more here. More commons, but that's fine. 1957. Bad shape at all, actually. Has some good detail to it. I would suspect Denver, but, we'll check it. And it is. So later 50s, and then we're going to have an early 50s. It's got green on it. You can see the green on there. Could be gum. And besides that, by the way, he's a little mangled. This nickel's seen something. 1952. And no mint mark. So, Philly it is. It's got a small little ring of death there. Boy, poor thing. It's seen a lot in its days. So, 0 for 2 the rolls to start out, and now we've got 4 finds in 4 rolls. And guess what? We haven't even looked at the rest of the nickel box yet. We will now. Guess what? Still on roll 4. This will be the 4th find. This doesn't happen too often when we hunt nickels, but 1958 is coming aboard, so we've already got a couple of the late 50s in there, and it's always good to get them out of the way. I don't mind finding them, but you find those usually are the most common. Not a lot of detail there. But D will probably still be the mint mark. Yeah, it does. So we've had a 57 and 58. Need that 59 and 56 come up. But 5 finds now in 4 rolls. So we're up above 1 per. So doubt if it'll stay this way, but it's always nice to do that. Let's go ahead and look at the rest here live. Yeah, thrilling you with his live presentation here. All I'm doing there is just looking for a regular Jefferson nickel heads, and nothing there. So he ended up with 4 finds in that roll. On to roll 5, which is over there. Okay, roll 5 is up, and folks, here comes another one. The obverse is sticking up so we can actually see the date. It was an ender, 1948. Pretty good wear there. It kind of looks, that part up on the top looks like a bump on the head. Yeah, probably been there all this time. I just didn't notice it. Anyway, there's wear there. The San Francisco version of 1948 is a semi-key date. I am doubting if this is the San Francisco version. D or Philly. D it is. Not bad on the back either. Monticello's got a little bit of window action. I've actually been to Monticello a couple of times in my lifetime. Did the tour and whatnot. Jefferson's grounds. It was a nice tour. I could almost swear both times that I've been there, though, and they were like a few years apart, that lots of, not construction, but not remodeling either, but you know what I mean. They're always working to keep up with monuments like that, because it's what it is, Anyway, it's cool. If you ever get a chance, try it. It used to be free, by the way, so I'm not sure if it still is. It's been a while since I've been back there. Anyway, let's go ahead and check the rest of this roll. Okay, we are on roll 7. Say roll 6 took their time, or their turn off. Nice talking there, Jeff. Anyway, this is the 7th roll, and hey, look, it's in the beginning, 1954. I would say that's pretty good wear. A little bit of detail. Denver D should be the action here. And it is. Very nice. So far, it's been gangbusters. Got another one that is 7 finds, most from the 50s, as you can see. We got a couple from the 40s. I was counting the Civil War nickel that we found. The one from the 20s is a buffalo, so which should make sense. There's the rest. Will we get another one? Ninth roll has been laid out. We're about midway, I would say, through the roll. Nice, definitely worn looking 1946 has popped out. Some detail, back of the hair, bottom of the hair, but mostly wear, but we'll see how it goes here. I'll open up the San Francisco spot on this, but D, I am thinking, no, it's going to be flat out Philly. What's going on with the side over here on the right? Probably some buckling on the rim, but because I would not say that's extra metal there. Just think something caught the rim a little bit. Anyway, it is a Philly, so we do check for the Henning notch to see if it's counterfeit or not. Still haven't found one, so not expecting this one. I do not see anything on the bottom right-hand foot of the R. That's the R's perspective, or our perspective of the R, actually. Anyway, I will weigh it later. If it weighs up near 5.4. 5.5, then we might have something. We did have a 48 earlier. Still a little bit left. Here's the last. As you can see, Batman's turned his back on me too. That's not good. That just means he's mad. That's alright. This is the last nickel, this first brick of 10 rolls. So this is the 10th roll, and we are going to get find 9. So it is definitely what started out as really weak. Got hot real quick. 1953. Man, we are really hitting the 50s here. And no doubles so far. 1953. That's got a lot of scratching and wearing there. I would say Denver probably. Philly had I believe, had a less mintage than the Denver in that year. The early 1950s, actually all of the 1950s had less mintage on the Philadelphia side. Do not know why. It will be a D. So open for a Philly. We could check for a Henning notch. I want to check for it anyway. Oh my gosh, I found one. That can't happen, by the way. It's a Philadelphia only on the counterfeits. Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to fool anybody or to get everybody hyped up. Anyway, there's the rest of roll 10. Will we get another find? Okay, it's got into the second brick at 10. You can see there are different wrappers on this one. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know if it's from the same person or not. It's hard to tell on these things. But anyway... Nope, didn't get it there. There it is, 1952. Had one of those earlier. I believe it was Philadelphia bound, but do not quote me on that. I might say it's either Denver or Philadelphia here. It's got a bit of wear there, but it's in decent shape, I guess. Oh, take a look. What's a Denver? Sorry. For a minute, I thought it was an S. I was going, whoa, look at that. It wouldn't even have been a semi-key date anyway, but the right side of that D, I think, has been hit a little bit. Hard to tell. Anyway, nice. Just a real quick check on the other 52. It was a Philly. So we need the 52S for the mint cycle. That would be pretty cool. Cool. Anyway, we do have a little bit left to check out. So at the very end of the 11th roll, we're going to have our 11th find. So we're actually at 1-1 here with the finds and the rolls so far. 1954, again, we did have a D earlier. This one is not in very good shape. Very worn. I'm thinking D again. Philly, it's going to be. That's a little bit surprising for me. Maybe you were not surprised. I am. So we need a 54S on the 54s for the mid cycle. That's the end of this roll. 12 is up next. 12th roll is up, and we're 12 fine. So we're staying really hot with this. That's cool. Like to get back to finding something a little more special than the commons, but I cannot complain. We've already got a couple in there. A lot of 50s, and here's another one, 1954. The S 1954 is the one we're looking for the cycle, but we will not get it. Got a spotted 1954D. I did not quite show you the detail here, but that's pretty worn. Anyway, third 54 fine we've had, and all this to still check out. Okay, well, 13th roll. And I'm going to tell you right now, this was gross. I don't get sickened out very often, but I tell you what, if you're going to leave air in here, like your dog, please pull that shit out. I mean, it's ridiculous. Anyway, after I was done getting grossed out, and I mean, I look at stuff like this, and I've seen those before. But hairs inside here, please. 1959 is up. We only have one more to get. Is the 1956, and that is in decent shape. That's crud that's on it. That's not anything that couldn't be washed off if I felt like doing it, and I'm not. I would actually say this could be D or Philly. Philly would be more scarce, not a whole lot, but it would be. And there it is. That does not surprise me whatsoever. Good shape. Other than the that was on it, at least it wasn't there. Still have that rest. Yeah, I know this is funny. I did have this. I couldn't spread it out. I had to get rid of the hair. Okay, we're on roll 18. It's kind of gotten a little bit dry here in the last 3, maybe even 4 rolls. But as I go down here, I know I saw something. There we go, 1954 sitting out there. Got a few of these. Got 3 already. We need the S for the mint cycle, which is always nice. I don't think that's going to happen here, however. A lot of wear there. Pretty dirty. Monticello, I would say, is alright. Maybe a D or Philadelphia. I don't think of San Francisco, though. D it is. 4th, 1954. We've got plenty to check out in that roll. So, roll 21. Get out. Oh, look, I've got those red rust-colored things. Nickel doesn't rust, for one thing, but and I don't know how this happens, but it does. This was right on the obverse there, and I thought it said 1953, and I believe that is a 1953. She's pretty. She is definitely pretty. I, of course, was being sarcastic there. This thing's in horrible condition. Who knows? Painted. Rust. I don't know. But it is 1953. And there are no semi-key or key dates there. And that has a D mint mark. Boy, that's the best part of the whole nickel. You can actually see it. There we go. Well, to a point. Here is the rest of this beautiful nickel roll. We're going to check it out. Okay, we are on roll 22. And back end of it, because we've already checked all that stuff out, 1952 is up again. We've had a couple already. You notice all the action is basically been on the 50s. We're missing a 56, 51, and 50, but all the other ones. And we're getting close to some min cycles, too. A couple 40s, War Nichols a 42, but or not a 42. 40 it is in also. Anyway, Yosemite Christmas. Sometimes I wonder about myself. This one is pretty worn. Detail in the back of the hair. I would say D all day, but, not sure why I turned it like that. Oh, it's a Philly. Kind of a surprise. I believe I still need the S for the mint cycle. Don't quote me on that. Never quote me ever. Anyway, we're going on to the next roll. Okay, I'm in the beginning part of roll 39, and it's gotten really dry. Gotta say that. Had a 57 and a 59 came in a few rolls ago. I don't even remember which ones. But anyway, we got another 54. We've got 3 come in on these? 4, actually. Anyway, this one's got decent detail. Despite the bent rim there. Definitely took a ding hit there. But it's got good detail. It's got pretty good shape. I'm thinking we might get the mint cycle here with an S. Could be a Philadelphia there, too. D it is. Really, it's only just a little dirty. It's a much better coin than what's showing. We'll check the rest. Okay, on to roll 42. Still pretty dry out there. We are, if I can find it. Oh, there you are. We are going to hit another 1953, which is interesting. It's a lot of 1953s. We've had a couple of D minted ones. One that was covered in rust color earlier. What do we get this time? It's a Denver kind of hunt. Anyway, cool. Another find. We will check out the rest. So back end of roll 42, and we got a couple of things to check out. Didn't even see that till late. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that first. It's got the second portrait on there, which could mean anything from the 60s on in, but I don't usually get 60s. 86, that is what I usually get. Something from the 80s. Nothing wrong with that. Cool. I like finding Canadian coins, and I just wish we could find some older ones. So now we got this one, which is Bud Ugly. It's Bud Ugly 1940, which is the oldest Jefferson we've seen so far. All those greens and reds and whatever the heck's going on with this one. What do we have? I don't think we have anything there. I do not see anything. We'll go with Philly for now. I'll probably check that a little bit later. But 1940, oldest one so far. Now we're going on to roll 43. On the 45th roll. Somewhere near the beginning. Hey! We've seen this one before. Or at least the date. We have 5 other ones just sitting there. That is decent detail. She's dirty, yes, but actually looks pretty good with the toning. San Francisco would complete the mint cycle. The question is, will we get one? And that is a no. It's a nice 54p, though. There you go. Well, still have a bit to check. Okay, so on the back end of that same roll, 45, we sure are getting a lot of nicely colored, just the rainbow colors in this hunt. But That doesn't have any color to it other than the gray. 1941 wiped out nickel. I am going to guarantee that this is going to be Philadelphia. I haven't seen the back either, by the way. It just screams. That much wear just screams Philadelphia. And Philadelphia is, pretty worn out city. Sorry. I'm just kidding, by the way. So no, I don't want to hear any comments from any Philadelphians. I respect you completely. So when it comes to the Broncos, then I don't. Anyway, what am I to say? They haven't won for quite a while. We are on to the next row. So roll 47. I have to look over to the left to see what I had left. There are 3 rolls left, so 47. Anyway, I'd flatten these out just to kind of see what's what, and we have an S Mint mark for, I think, the first time today. Or at least for this box search. I can't really say today. It's because it's been over more than one day that we've done this, or I've been working on this. The deal is with that, S Mint mark was on the back of Jefferson for the last time in 1954, so this has to be at least 1954 or older. The back is a bit worn, some windows kind of popping through on Monticello. I'm not expecting much, especially seeing how worn that is. Let's see. It will be in the 50s. Yeah, there we go. So it will be a 1954 San Francisco, and as we put it on this big pile of 54s, there are 7 there, folks. Finally, the mint cycle has been accomplished for 1954. Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Nice. We will check out the rest of this nickel roll. Got 1 roll left. This is roll 49 that we are looking at midway. Another 41 pops up. And another one that's just, wow. That's where I'm going to go with Philly again. And Philly it is. And I believe, that was it for that. So we will look at the rest and see if there's anything there. Yep, there's Batman. Since I don't have a box, he's not in his cave this time around. But we are at the end of this nickel box hunt. And somehow we had 25 finds. I'm still trying to figure that one out. I think we at least had 15, 16 of them by halftime, basically 25 rolls in. And then the second half just kind of went up. And the fact of the matter is, this was found in the 3rd roll, and this was in the 4th roll. All these other ones, which are basically just commons, came after that. So I'm still excited about this part. Not as excited about the rest of the box hunt. But that's the way box hunts go. At times, there's really cool stuff in there at times here and there. Sometimes it's spread out. Sometimes it's kind of like, whoop, here's what we got at the start, and you're all excited. And then, dude, it's like, it's hard to get excited about the rest. But you get over it. Anyway, we're summarizing. There's a big old bad ugly 1940 Philly with lots of different colors in it. Got a lot of coins like that this time around. 41 Phillies, and they look like it. They're very, very worn. The 46 Philly, which I've already weighed. It is not a Henning nickel. Not heavy enough. But anyway, cool find. 48D, Denver. We did find a couple of 52 Phillies and a 52 Denver. 3 1953 Denvers. We had the men's cycle for 1954, a couple of 54 Phillies, 4 54Ds, and then we got at the very end a San Francisco 1954, the only San Francisco coin of this box hunt. 57 Philly and 57D, so Yeah, that's a mint cycle too. Did I say mint cycle for this? But this is a mint cycle too, but it's a short one because San Francisco is not included, and it never was. Man, if I did find a 57 San Francisco, that would be something. 1958 Denver, and then wow, we had a couple of 59 Phillies. Those aren't easy to get around here. And the 59 Denver. Foreign coin of the day. Yep, got a Canadian, and yep, it's in the 80s. That's our usual deal, but cool. I love finding Canadians. Love finding foreigners. We did get a dime extra, so hey, 5 cents profit out of this. Couple shinies. The big boys, as I mentioned before, this was found in roll 3. It was the first find of this hunt. It is a 1929 Philly. I'll turn around there to show that, yes, indeed, no mint mark. Boy, I wish that was a Denver mint mark. That probably would be a filler, whole filler in this instance in the collection. And actually a pretty nice 1944 Denver here. Civil War nickel. This was in the 4th roll. And there it is. I don't know what is going on there. Some sort of gouge, I guess. But decent detail in there. Could be an upgrader. I don't think I've got too many of these in the later collection books I've got going. So probably going to fit in there too. And there it is, folks. That is the summary. We're going to look for varieties and come back. And if we've got collection business to do, we will go through it. Okay, well, the Chupa, as I'm going to speak about myself in the third person because that's not very annoying whatsoever, has checked out for varieties, and no, there are none. What a big surprise. No, I'm sorry. So, no varieties found, guys. We're done, except for the fact that we did upgrade the 44D. I thought that was going to come pretty close. You know, that might be cleaned. I don't know. It's just kind of a weirdly toned Civil War nickel, but it looks nice. It looks a lot nicer other than that one there. It looks a lot nicer than the other ones. That doesn't come around too often. I put the other 44D into the secondary, or what's now the secondary collection. The 1929 Buffalo didn't, well, there was no hole there. There was already one there. And the date was mostly full from that one, so I kept that one in there. But Buffalo Nickel Fine was still pretty cool. We'll still have to go after that next time out, folks. Will we get that 38D and complete our third one within the year? Will I stop banging my hand on this desk? Well, we'll stop it there. We've had our fun. I'm not going to talk anymore. You know I'm going to talk more. Anyway, so what's up next? Guess what, folks? I got enough for a penny box hunt. Yeah. Yes. I'm very happy about that. We're going to do a penny box hunt next before we probably go back to nickels. And I do need to come up with some dimes for a July dime box hunt because the June one that I did in July didn't come up with anything. But we are done and we are leaving. If you're watching this and you're hearing me blather on and on and on like I'm doing right now, thanks for watching me blather on and on and on. That's very nice of you. I would have laughed. I really would have. Because I don't even like to hear me blather on and on. Anyway, we're done. We're gone. I do appreciate any interest in the vid. Everybody out there, please have a great week or weekend, depending on when you're watching this. Always be safe and have fun hunting if you're hunting your own boxes. That's awesome. Let's give some dap to Rob of RFT for finding all those privy coins in a box hunt of quarters. pretty darn awesome. And the fact that he's giving away a bunch of them is even more darn awesome because he doesn't have to. But he is. That's very cool of him. You might want to check out his weekly auctions on Wednesday and Friday because he's probably still got to be giving some away in the next week or two. Anyway, we're gone. Everybody, bye-bye. Cheers to everybody.